Hello, and welcome to another FastChat sponsored by InformationWeek. Today, we are joined by two incredible executives from Salesforce and Deloitte Digital, and our topic is going to be customer loyalty, trends and innovation shaping its future. I am joined first by Shivani Majewski, a managing director at Deloitte Digital, and Heather Unruh, the SVP of Technical Presales at Salesforce. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today for this incredible conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're so excited.
Excellent. So this is a fascinating topic. Let's dive right in. So you both talk to a lot of customers in the industry. What are the two questions that they're regularly asking you about loyalty specifically, and what do you tell them? And I'll throw that, Shivani, to you if you'd like to start.
Sure. So one question I hear often is, are loyalty programs still relevant? I can say that loyalty programs that have evolved beyond the reward points are absolutely relevant today. What customers really want today is recognition, exclusivity, flexibility. I'll say ease of use. If you have a loyalty program and you can't find your points, that's not going to work, right? So we're looking for, how do we create that value beyond price? I think the most effective loyalty programs are no longer just marketing tools. They're really enterprise growth engines that influence retention, frequency, average order size, and lifetime value. When loyalty is connected to data, experience, and brand purpose, it becomes a relationship, not a transaction. Programs fail when they stop feeling personal or meaningful. The other question I hear a lot is, what about the ROI? How do I prove my ROI around loyalty investments? At Deloitte, we help our clients shift the lens from cost of rewards to value of behavior change. When loyalty is integrated with your CRM, with service, with marketing and commerce, with agents, it becomes measurable. You can optimize it. It's scalable. If loyalty is isolated, it's really hard to prove that ROI. So it's integrated. It becomes obvious.
So the first question that we're hearing consistently is, what should loyalty look like now? And most leaders recognize that the old model of loyalty as a standalone program is breaking down, but they're unsure about what really should replace it. And we're seeing across industries is a clear shift from loyalty as a program customers join to loyalty as a relationship that brands must continuously earn. And customers today are thinking about loyalty, and they need it to feel connected and consistent and really respectful of their time. It's become more situational, driven by convenience and emotion rather than transactions. And the brands that are pulling ahead are the ones that stop thinking about loyalty as something that they launch and instead are designing for an outcome of connected experiences. And the second question that we get asked is, how do we operationalize loyalty at scale? And this is where many brands struggle. They understand the vision of a personalized, emotionally driven loyalty experience, but they can't consistently deliver it across channels, moments, and teams. And what we tell leaders is that loyalty only scales when there is a connected layer, and a layer that listens for loyalty signals in real time and empowers action. And that action might be driven by digital, driven by AI, or delivered by a human. But sometimes it has to feel seamless to the customer. And when brands can sense the intent and context and situations in that moment, loyalty stops being theoretical and starts driving growth.
So that is a perfect segue, because I'm hearing this thread of personalization and customization through both of your responses. And that leads me a great segue to my next question. So every brand right now is talking about personalization, both in human and digital interactions. How exactly does that manifest in a modern loyalty program, and what impact does it have on customers? And I'll toss this one over to you, Heather.
Sure. So what we're seeing is a shift from static segmentation to a dynamic real-time personalization that adapts as customer intent changes. So that might mean different experiences, different recognition, or even choosing not to engage when it doesn't add value. And this is where loyalty truly becomes operational across the enterprise. So for example, if a customer has just experienced a disruption like a lost bag, an irregular operation, or an issue with the hotel room, the most loyal action might be to stop the marketing messages. Do not sell to me in that moment. Fix the problem, acknowledge it, and earn the trust back. But on the flip side, like real-time loyalty also creates immense growth opportunities. So if I'm a preferred traveler with a certain airline and I'm constantly browsing for extra legroom, I have an upcoming flight or like a history of upgrades, in that moment is the time to engage with me immediately with a relevant offer. And that's loyalty and upsell working together in real time, not months later in some sort of like batch marketing campaign. But this kind of personalization has to show up consistently, both digitally and in human interactions. And that's a really important thing to distinguish from, because customers do not need separate experience in those experiences, and neither should brands. So when service agents, associates, or advisors have the same understanding in a digital channel, customers feel recognized rather than marketing to. And the impact there is trust, emotional loyalty, deeper engagement, and a willingness to share data. So the future of personalization isn't more messaging, it's fewer and better moments.
Excellent. And what are your thoughts, Shirley?
Yeah, I totally agree, Heather. You called it. Personalization and loyalty is really about the context and timing, not just targeting. Modern loyalty programs move from one program for all to a dynamic, adaptive experience. This can show up as relevant rewards because not everyone has the same value or same currency around rewards. You think of it traditionally as just points, but really I prefer exclusivity or a VIP experience or early shopping, or if I'm hard pressed not to take an airline, even if there's a connection, because I want to get my loyalty points and keep my diamond status on a certain airline. So that emotional connection is what really pulls people in, and it's more about the experience than it is about really just signing up for a program. I want to stay with you because you know who I am, you know what I've done, you know the loyalty that I'm giving to you, and you're giving it back to me. I think it really impacts that emotional connection to a brand, and it increases trust. Ultimately, personalization turns loyalty from a program customers join into an experience that they actually stay for and talk about.
And
I love that last point.
yeah, that's incredible because it's tying into that reciprocity between
Exactly.
the customer and the brand, right? Which is incredible. And Shivani, I'll leave us off with this last question. When we think about how customers should be investing in their loyalty programs with a focus on staying competitive, what are your thoughts around how customers should be taking advantage of future investments to stay competitive in the market in relation to loyalty programs?
Yeah, I feel that the best loyalty programs are designed around experience with a strong foundation of data and technology. This leads to that emotional and experiential value, recognition, access, status versus discount and points. I think we're even seeing this in the B2B space. In the past, it was just truly a B2C experience, but we're seeing that go business to business as well. People want to know that, I'm getting rewarded for what I'm spending and the relationship that I'm building. This is how a brand can really differentiate, especially in crowded categories. Ongoing optimization tied to business outcomes is how leading brands treat loyalty as a living product. It's really not a one-time launch. You build it and they'll come. It has to continue to evolve as we have more experiences and the world changes around us. The brands that win with loyalty are the ones that stop asking, how do we reward our customers, and start asking, how do we earn the relationship?
Absolutely. And Heather, what are your thoughts?
So what we're seeing is that the most competitive brands, they're investing in loyalty as a growth engine and not as a rewards mechanism. So they're designing around experience first, which really complements what we just heard from Shivani, and supported by a strong data foundation and also the ethical use of AI. AI in particular represents one of the most undertapped opportunities in loyalty today. And when brands are focused on traditional customer service use cases, we see enormous potential in being able to drive agents through loyalty that can engage with customers in both those off moments and those on moments. And the brands that will win are the ones that are using AI to identify moments of risk, intent, or opportunity in real time. They're combining the loyalty agents that are helping them to drive new signups. They're engaging customers proactively, and they're working to deepen the relationship outside of transactions. So if we're combining all of this AI-driven efficiency, we also have to think about the human judgment and the empathy and making sure that we're integrating both of those into the moments that matter most. And when we think about some of these more AI advanced capabilities, we're still really early on here. And most brands have not moved beyond the reactive service into this proactive loyalty led engagement that's truly AI driven. And the first brands that do so are going to build trust faster, and they're going to create a really defensible advantage in a crowded market. So when we're looking ahead, what do we see? We see that loyalty is going to be defined by momentum, not by membership. And the brands that you cannot imagine leaving are the ones that are going to make every single interaction feel effortless, relevant, and most importantly, earned. So what it comes down to is that loyalty isn't going to be about rewarding past behavior. It's about earning the next interaction and doing that again and again.
That's incredible. I truly feel we could continue this conversation for hours.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have. Well, we've touched on a lot of different points here, from leveraging digital, the fluidity of the loyalty of your customers, making those moments truly personalized and special. And I just want to thank you both for joining me today, Heather and Shivani. It's been incredible conversation. And I will leave us with, if you'd like to learn more about Salesforce and Deloitte Digital's offerings, please feel free to scan the QR code on your screen. Thank you so much, Heather and Shivani, for joining us, and join us then for the next talk.
Thank you, Sidney.
Thanks, Sidney.